This is my kitchen makeover, part 5500.
You are watching DIY by Niky Foster.
Welcome back to my kitchen. We are back with another episode in this kitchen. Today, I'm going to be working on this kitchen tile. And don't worry, I'm going to make it super easy for you. But before we get into it, you're probably wondering, how did I even get here? Let's rewind to the beginning and I'm going to tell you all about it.
The kitchen. This is how the kitchen looked when me and my family first moved into this house. It was boring. It was beige. And the first thing I did was paint the kitchen and the cabinets. I referenced this project a lot in the past, but it was before I had a YouTube channel, so I don't have a lot of footage of it, but I do have this quick kitchen tour video and a little bit of footage as I was preparing to paint. In all, I have the befores and the afters and a little bit of in-betweens.
Oh my God, I'm so tired and my back hurts. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, actually 2:18. I just finished doing the subway tiles. It looks really, really good. It's like, it looks so good. It looks like a totally different space. I'm so happy. I'm like looking at my kitchen. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe like finally I got the kitchen I want. Right, Harry? Say yeah, mama. So now you know the history. I gave you guys a quick rundown of how this kitchen came to be, how it is right now. I've gotten to a place where I kind of live with this kitchen already and I want a little bit of a change. I also wanted to point out that there are some imperfections in my DIY subway tiles. This was like the first project that I ever like kind of did and took on. So I didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of figured it out like midway through, like when I got to this section, like how to do it properly. So anyway, I'm kind of tired of looking at my imperfections when I'm cooking and cleaning, and I also wanted a little bit of a change. So 2 things. When I painted the cabinets, I didn't paint under the cabinets. I didn't realize that I was supposed to do that, and I noticed when I'm taking pictures or doing video or anything like that, I kind of could see under it and I don't like the way it looks. It just looks kind of weird. So I'm gonna clean under here and then I'm gonna paint under there, and that's it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is clean under here, paint it, and then the second thing I'm gonna do is peel and stick tiles. I kind of just want a little bit of a change, and I'm excited to share with you what I'm gonna be doing. All right, let's go.
Whether anyone wants to admit it or not, we all get some sort of food particles stuck under the cabinets from time to time. I try to clean it, but it's not always at the top of my mind every night, so I'm using Krug Cutter to make sure I get all the ick from underneath, especially before painting. I like to use a mix of sponges that have the scouring side in case I need to scrub, the soft side to wipe everything off, and of course paper towels. I know I said I'm cleaning the under of the cabinets, but I'm also cleaning the subway tiles too, since I'll be covering right over these.
Quick disclaimer about the paint. I used to use a different kind of paint, but now for cabinets and furniture and stuff like that, I kind of only use this one type. Urethane alkyd enamel. It's really scratch resistant. If you're going to wipe something down, it doesn't mess it up. And this is just like my favorite to use for, I don't know, these type of projects. So since I'm doing the cabinets, I'm going to be using this for under the cabinets, even though I used something else before. I don't know. I just felt like it was worth mentioning because this, if you are trying to paint your cabinets, I would just recommend using this. All right, so let's go. All right, ready.
For this, since it's a quick project, I'm using some extra craft paper that I had to cover up the countertop, a mini paint pan, the paint, a paint can opener, a roller brush, and an angled paintbrush. To paint under the cabinets, I started with the angle brush to paint the inside edges, and then I followed up with the roller brush. It was kind of hard to see under the cabinet, so I had to look really close to make sure I didn't miss any spots. Another thing I wanted to call out was when I first painted the cabinets, I used a sprayer, so some of the paint had dripped down underneath one. It's been there ever since, so I'm glad I'm finally painting this and cleaning up some of the misses and mistakes I made when I first was learning how to do all of this. I also feel like I get the question, how many coats did you do all the time? So to be honest, when I paint anything white, I always feel like I need 2 coats. The key for me is letting everything dry for about a half hour to an hour in between, and then coming back for the second coat. I feel like I can see everything better, and it's also really easy to apply the second coat. And this is how under the cabinets looked after everything dried.
All right, so it's the next day and the paint has dried and I'm ready to put on the self-adhesive wall tiles. These are the ones I'm using. I actually just got them from Amazon and I don't know, we're gonna see how it looks. I like that it's a little different than what I would normally go for. So like that beigeish color with the white. I normally wouldn't pick something like this, but we're gonna see how it works and how it looks on the wall.
Here's everything we need for this: the peel and stick wall tiles, craft knife and a ruler, and a self-healing mat. First things first, I have to remove all the outlet covers, and this tip is super simple, but I like sharing it over and over, which is to put the screws and covers in a sandwich bag. This helped me so much so I don't lose any of the pieces. And before I get started on the peel and stick tile, I wanted to point out my mistakes. Under here, in certain corners, it's missing tile. It was supposed to be an L shape, and I realized it after I cut the tile and applied it to the wall. So this is just some of those errors I mentioned before and some of the things I'm trying to cover up now. Since I'm starting in the corner of the wall, I need to cut this edge off. And I'm also starting at the bottom and working my way up to the top. So I'm also cutting this small little scallop edge off as well, making it a straight line. This way I can keep most of the tile and I can work quicker. So I have my first tile done and I'm already really liking the stickiness of the tile.
All right, so for the peel and stick wall tile, since I'm cutting off the end so it lines right up on the count, like on top of like the counter area, I'm gonna be measuring just to make sure that it lines up perfectly when I put the next tile on. Also, what I'm gonna be doing is just kind of going straight across so I can get the full like base done and then start layering on top. I hope that makes sense. Like layering / like stacking them on top, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to do.
So since all of my tiles should be the same height, I'm cutting off the edges and using the excess piece as a guide to make sure I cut off the right amount. I'm also cutting a bunch at a time so I can work my way all the way across the bottom edge of the wall. When I get to the outlet area, I marked it with a pencil and I use a measuring tape to make sure I took off just enough. This part is important so it looks clean around the outlets and overall clean for the final look. These tiles do come with like a clear film on top of them, and I didn't want to forget that they were on there, so I did start taking that off as well as I worked. I bought 4 packs of these peel and stick tile. I like how much one square covers up. It made the project super easy to get done. The quality of the tile is also pretty good too. I mean, after all this is installed and I've lived with it for a while, I'll be able to give like a better review. But from applying it and even removing and readjusting a couple, the quality was really decent. Like it didn't rip or anything like that. One thing I like to do when I get to small areas or weird angles is use a template. I've done this with a bunch of other videos and DIY projects, and it always helps me get the best results. The template helps me so I can visually see and adjust and not waste material, so I can like cut the template out again if I need to, and I don't waste material. So even with the edge of the wall, like by the main part of the sink, I use a template to make sure it fit just right before moving on and stacking more of the peel and stick tiles on top.
All right. I just finished that side of the wall. It looks so good. I have to move the stove, finish that part of the wall. Now I got it. Okay. The other key thing is, because this is where I messed up before, is making sure the patterns line up. So on this corner, you can look, zoom in there. White is at the bottom. So I made sure I cut the edge off so that the beige color could be at the bottom. So it matches up like a real pattern. That's why I messed up a little bit before when I was doing the tiles. Like the lines weren't just lining up. So with this, I was like, all right, I'm gonna make sure when I do it, even though they peel and stick, I want to make sure I did it the right way. And the last thing I'm doing is getting rid of this paper towel holder. This has seen better days. It started off really good. It turned out to be, now it's a little janky. And I also wanted to make a little bit more counter space. So I got this little set from Amazon.
So to replace my broken paper towel holder, I'm using a new one that I got from Amazon. This one sticks right under the cabinet, so I'm able to save counter space. I used a sticky toilet tissue holder for one of my bathrooms and it's still intact, so I figured I would try this. And here's how the kitchen towels turned out. I love the change so much. I like that this was a quick fix with the peel and stick tiles and an easy project that anyone can do. I have a couple more projects that I'm planning for my kitchen, so be sure to subscribe so you can check those out when I post.
Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. We'll do that part one more time. Ow! Amor, help me! When you can't get rid of the pain. Okay. I hate when I do this. I think I'm gonna start. How did I say I was gonna start? I forgot. Take a hit of this and then. What else was I gonna say? Figure out if I feel like editing this part. Let me just start over.